Within 2 minutes, you can speak to a GP or a specialist on our platform 24/7, wherever you are. In Indonesia, we have more than 20 million monthly active users today. So basically 1 in 10 internet users in Indonesia will use us at least once a month. We are doing more than 1 million consultations a year. We are reaching profitability with a lot of investment over the first few years to build our ecosystem. And the idea is basically to give us support during this period of time to really strengthen our financial situation. That with the current product that in the market, it will not work. But with the product we are building, that will be able to provide health insurance for the masses at an affordable cost.
Today we have Nathanael, the founder of Alodokter. Now, Alodokter is the #1 healthcare app in Indonesia. Why do I say so? Get this, they have 30 million monthly active users. To put that into perspective, that's 1 million active users per day. In other words, it will just take him 6 days to exceed the population of Singapore. Nathanael has worked in Lazada before. He was the regional head of production and user experience. And after that, he was also the country head and global head of data management and Sanisphere. Welcome, Nathanael. Thank you for being with us here.
Thank you.
Now let's start off with something simple. We want to know a bit more about you. Can you share with me about your background? What was your growing up years like? What was your transformative years like that shaped you to be who you are today?
So I'm originally from France. I grew up in Paris, in a family with doctors and entrepreneurs. So they say that I have both sides of the equation. From the start, myself, I did not go into medical school, but decided to go and study business, where I quickly went into both healthtech or startup in both of my experience. And basically, I got quickly exposed to the healthcare world through my work and through my family, and also through the tech world quickly. There was a strong, I would say, expectation, I would say, like in my family, that I would start something someday. That's always something that basically was the direction where I need to go to. Basically, being in the company was just a step to one day launch your company and learn enough to be able to launch something someday. So when I saw an opportunity with my co-founder, Suchi, who's also my wife, we decided to launch Alodokter back in 2014.
Okay, so can you tell us a bit more about Alodokter? What does Alodokter do?
So Alodokter is it's a comprehensive digital platform, both for patients and for doctors on our side. So we started with medical content, article and video about healthcare in 2014, and we developed gradually a full-fledged ecosystem for patients. So you can find information, you can have teleconsultation with a doctor. Within 2 minutes, you can speak to a GP or a specialist on our platform 24/7, wherever you are. In Indonesia, you can book an appointment offline as well to an hospital. We work with 1,500 hospitals and clinics all across the country. You can get medicine delivered to your home. We are present in more than 100 cities, able to deliver you within 1 hour, 24/7 in 100 cities on our side. And we also offer insurance services for corporate, where we propose a cutting-edge insurance where you have to start with telemedicine, basically changing the way you manage your health. Instead of going to the doctor from time to time, having very frequent interaction with your doctor online, and basically creating a medical plan for yourself and your family online with the doctor before going offline to cure yourself.
Is it like a preventive thing?
So it's one of the aspects. I think the biggest aspect is that as a patient, you are, and I'm a patient myself, I'm not a doctor, right? So basically, I will always see things from the patient side first. As a patient, you're never sure about what to do, which is the main issue. It's like you're never sure, is it serious, not serious? You don't know, right? You can check on Google, you can make your own research, but you will never be sure if your kid is sick, if you're sick. Is it something that requires medical attention? Is it something that I can basically deal with at home? Is it something where I can wait a few days for an appointment, or do I need to go to the emergency? And that's something as a patient, obviously you have not studied for 10 years, so you are not equipped to know whether it's serious or not. And you need a doctor, you need a medical basically advice to let you know whether this is urgent and not urgent. What we see internally, and that's one of the reasons we launched this insurance, is like we saw that patients themselves, including myself, are very poor predictor on whether there's a need for a medical consultation. We see people that think that they are dying where they have mostly nothing. And we see people that think that they are absolutely fine where they need to go to the emergency immediately. So this need for immediate medical attention from a medical perspective has been really striking, and so we quickly saw that many medical consultations were not useful, and many people were postponing their medical consultation and their medical attention way too long for themselves. So we believe that if you want to treat yourself properly, you need to have this ability to speak with medical professional quite fast to get the medical advice on what is the right course of action for yourself and all your family.
Now, what inspired to start this Alodokter?
It was fairly simple. So basically, myself, I was doing market research for pharma company in Indonesia, and had to use local content and local basically information to do this research. And I saw that there was not a lot of things back at the time in Bahasa Indonesia. And the other aspect is that Sushi, my co-founder and my wife, was spending a lot of time herself looking for medical content in local language. And there were a lot of fake news, fake information, inaccurate information. And I could quickly see that it was not done in a professional manner. Basically, the information available on Google, online, on Facebook, was not done with proper medical supervision, with proper medical care. So Indonesia is a big country, right? More than 270 million people. So it looked like a big problem, right? Basically, 270 million people who could not access quality medical content in local language. Most people can't read English. So massive issue, many people taking wrong decision. Basically, we quickly thought that we could build this platform for medical information, article, video, social media around healthcare that is at the same time easy to understand for everyone, but at the same time medically accurate and curated by high quality doctor.
And what kind of impact do you think you hope to have on the medical industry?
So the first thing is I think that we have had over the last 10 years, I think a big impact with the country. People are taking appointments, speaking with our doctors, doing many things. And we went basically from a world where Indonesian people were highly confused on what to do when they had an issue to something that basically on their fingertips they can find high quality medical information in local language. They can speak with the doctor within 2 minutes. They can know whether the doctor has great rating or not. They can know who is the best doctor around their home. They can get affordable medicine delivered to their home. So managing your health today in Indonesia is much more simpler today than 10 years ago. So that's already something I think great that we have achieved. We want to continue in this direction. Basically, our opinion is that you can manage a lot of things online, much more than what people would think is possible. So we want to push basically and provide medical service all around Indonesia to as many people as possible, and also create insurance products that are affordable, because financing of healthcare is a massive issue in the private sector in Indonesia, and we believe that with great insurance product, we'll be able to cover Indonesian people with great insurance at an affordable cost, which I would say is now our long-term objective and long-term focus, how to provide high quality, affordable care for a very large number of people in the private sector in Indonesia.
So, out of curiosity, about how many percentage of the population is covered by insurance at the moment?
It's a very small number. It's one of the lowest in the world. It's depending on the source, it's between 2 to 3%.
So you have a lot of work to do in this area.
Correct.
Okay. And maybe let's move a bit on to Alodokter itself, right? So far, what kind of traction has Alodokter seen to date? Can you share some of the traction that you have achieved?
Yeah, so on the medical piece, on the content piece of our ecosystem, we have more than 20 million monthly active users today. So basically 1 in 10 internet users in Indonesia will use us at least once a month. We are doing more than 1 million consultations a year between doctor and patient with telemedicine, which is one of the largest volume in the world in terms of volume. We are working with more than 1,500 hospitals and clinics for the appointment booking. More than 25,000 doctors are listed as well on our appointment booking platform. More than 1.5 million people per month will check those listings. We are working with more than 1,000 pharmacies for pharmacy delivery, where we are able to deliver within 2 minutes medicine 24/7. within 1 hour, 24/7 delivering medicine. And we also have a large platform for doctor called Alomedica, which is an education platform for doctor, where we have more than 110,000 doctor registered. So at least approximately half of the doctors in Indonesia are registered into Alodokter ecosystem in one way or another.
And how many rounds have you raised so far for Alodocters?
So we raised four main rounds on the side.
Right. And right now you're raising a bridging round?
Correct.
Okay, all right. What is the main objective for this round that you're going to raise?
So Alodokter is in a transition period, basically on our side where we are reaching profitability as a company. Let's say that the company, we did a lot of investment over the first few years to build our ecosystem, to build our platform, and to get where we are in terms of use case and user base. We've been rationalizing the company, the way it functions, improving our business model, improving our unit economics over the last 2-3 years, reducing our OPEX. And on our side, we are going to get to a period where the company is reaching profitable, is going to be profitable. And the idea is basically to give us support during this period of time within the next 1 to 1.5 years to really strengthen our financial situation and be able to, finalize this process of profitability with enough financial peace of mind.
Right. Okay. So this is like a bridging round for you to turn profitability.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And in Alodokter, I mean, you've been doing this for 10 years, I think. What is the biggest setback that you had to overcome?
Good question. I think it's not a setback, but it's just that it's the realization that in healthcare, most business model takes a lot of time to build. So all the business model we launch basically take 3 to 4 years to pick up, which is much longer than when you start anything, right? So it is so much longer than what people will expect in the startup world. So today we're there because most of our business model have been launched 3 or 4 years ago. So all of them are in scaling mode already, but it's true that I would say compared to our initial plan, obviously when you make a projection, when you start and how long it takes, it's always been surprising how long it can take, right? So the reason is that healthcare is a business of trust. So before people trust it enough, it takes time. It takes time, and it's true that I think one of the largest difficulty we had is basically trying to deal with basically startup economics and the fact that in healthcare things take time to mature and things take time to get there, right? So now all our business model have been launched more than 3 or 4 years ago, right? So we are basically all of them are in maturity mode on our side, so it's easier. But basically that's been a challenge for us, is like how to make the two of these aspects. Startup economics, where you need to scale fast, grow fast. You have obviously a lot of expectation to grow business fast, and healthcare, which is by nature a business of trust, and trust takes time to build with an ecosystem.
And I hear you say it takes 2 to 4 years to really get some good traction, right? So that is a long time. I'm sure a lot of founders, when in their journey of starting up a business, right, there's a lot of setbacks. There's a lot of days when they feel hopeless, right? But they still have to carry on. They still have to go through the grinding. What helps you to carry on? What helps you to keep on grinding?
I think it's the feeling that we are doing the right thing and that we are having the right impact in terms of product, in terms of quality of product. For example, in a country like Indonesia, telemedicine. Indonesia is a very large country. Most of the country, there's almost no doctor. Makes sense. It makes sense. Seeing a doctor in Jakarta in the private sector is very expensive. It takes a lot of time. Being able to speak in 2 minutes at Saturday night at 11 p.m. With a pediatrician, it makes sense. It makes sense. That's what basically I thought the country needed. It took time to materialize. It took time to basically get there. Just it makes sense, and basically you are solving a real problem. You know to solve it. You have the highest quality product in the market. Should be there, right? So I think that's basically building this conviction that you are doing something right, that you are providing the right service, and that there should not be any rational reason why it will not pick up.
What is Alodokter's next phase of growth? What are you guys working on next?
As mentioned, one of our big focus for us is the insurance play, which is a bit, I would say, complex to understand. But right now, as mentioned, only 2 to 3% of Indonesian population have health insurance, and the very basic problem is that insurance is very expensive. So it's not that people don't understand insurance, just that the product themselves are very expensive. You pay a lot and you don't get covered that much. So that's a very basic problem that you have. What we realize quickly is that basically, as long as patients are treated online, remotely, it can be with lab tests, it can be with e-prescription, it can be with a nurse coming to your home as well. The cost of treatment is just much lower on your side, and you'll also lower dramatically the risk of unnecessary hospitalization. So you have, when you go to a hospital, obviously there's a big incentive to hospitalize you. When you're at home, when you're in telemedicine, a nurse comes to your home, we make lab tests, our incentive to hospitalize you is close to zero. So we quickly saw that the main value of telemedicine is not the money you make with telemedicine, it's the fact that you save a lot of money to the consumer. So my thinking is that hospitals are on a high demand. The price for this reason, the prices are very high. If you want to build an insurance that is competitive in Indonesia, you need to do a lot of things online. Then when you do things online, that's great. And also you need to be able to tell patients where they should go and where is the best place to go as well. As a patient, if I ask you, for example, do you know a neurologist close to your home? Probably you will tell me I have no idea. Yes. But me, I know. With all that, we know who is the right neurologist for you in your neighborhood. So we are able to manage a lot of things online, and we are able as well to tell you as a patient, hey, for your problem, this doctor seems to be the right one in your neighborhood, which enables us to increase the quality of care and as well to control cost. Because money is always part in the equation in healthcare, especially in a country like Indonesia. So the idea is like, hey, how can we get the best medical quality of care at the most affordable cost to be able to grow over the next 10 years? As mentioned, now it's 2 to 3% insured. Malaysia will be more 30 to 40%. So the idea is like, hey, how can we go from today 2 to 3% in 10 years to 30 to 40%? We believe that with the current product that are in the market, it will not work. But with the product we are building, we believe that we'll be able to provide health insurance for the masses at an affordable cost.
I think that is something that I think you're probably on the right track, because my understanding that sometimes there could be unnecessary consumption of medical services that might or might not be necessary. What people could typically do is to get a second opinion. But you, right at the onset, is really recommending doctors that are suitable for them. And what is the one advice you would give to founders who are looking to do their own startup as well?
One thing that I would say that you will find in every founder that succeeds is the grind, the desire to never give up, to always be ready to fight for what you're doing on a daily basis. That's definitely, I would say, necessary. It's like, do you have it in you or not? Right? As you mentioned, it's not easy every day. You need to be really ready to take it, always basically stand up, continue. And this is, I think, a key question to ask yourself when you start is like, hey, do you have this fight in you? Do you have this desire to make things happen the way you want them to happen? And always stand up. The other thing, that I would advise as well is like, you really, really believe in the idea that you're having or the product you're building. Why? Because, yeah, from a financial point of view, you never know, right? Basically, business is up and down. It's never a straight line. Even the best business story, the best success stories, there have been cases where it's been tough, and when you have that. So in the end, if you don't really believe in the product that you're building, you're more likely to give up. You're more likely to give up at some point. So when you start thinking to yourself, hey, is it something that I really care on my side? Some founders may succeed without that, right? But it just makes it much easier to have this grind, right? When you believe in in the service and on the product that you are building for your user.
It's like having a North Star, right? Like for yourself, you know this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You're having a very big impact on Indonesia. That North Stars, it guides you, it helps you to grind even in the toughest of days.
Correct. There is not a single day I wake up and I'm thinking, oh, why do I do that? I know why I do it.
Okay, thank you, Nathanael, for spending time with us. I think we learned a lot. We hope founders found this helpful, and we hope that it will help you to reach out to even more investors on your side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.